Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Miftahul Nur Khoiriyah. You can call me Miftah. Here I will speaking about my homework. You know when you get that ambiguous email from your boss and you start to feel sweaty, palm and that empty, freak out sensation in your stomach? Welcome back anxiety. Most of us think of anxiety as a bad thing, something to be avoided at all costs. But what if it weren't? What if you could take all of that energy racing around your brain and your body and transform it into something helpful? The way we work, global anxiety levels, both the clinical kind and what I call the everyday kind, have increased tremendously in recent years, and many of us are noticing this at work. We might we might think of anxiety as something that we'd rather just live on the side of the road if we could. But anxiety is an important tool that arose during our evolution that we asked to avoid danger. It's essential for our survival. So, how come we don't even feel vaguely protected by it? It's because the volume of our individual and collective anxiety level has been turned way up too high. And too much of even a potentially good thing like anxiety is bad. So, I would like to share two powerful, science-based tools for turning down the volume on our anxiety and helping us get anxiety back to its helpful protective state, and both of these tools begin by connecting with our bodies. Tool number one is breath work. It's just simple. Deep breathing, slowly inhale and exhale. This can be one of the most immediate ways to calm anxiety because deep breath directly activates the natural distressing part of our nervous system called the parasympathetic nervous system. I recommend a box breathing approach which is meter deeply on 4 counts, hold at 4 counts, exhale deeply on 4 counts and hold at the bottom for 4 counts. You can even do this in the middle of any anxiety-provoking conversation, and no one will even know. Lots, lot of people from ancient monks to modern meditators have figured this tool out and use it all the time. Tool number two, moving your body. This one also has immediate positive effect in your mood stage, but for a different reason. Every time you move your body, you're releasing a whole bunch of beneficial neurochemical in your brain. These neurochemicals include dopamine, serotonin, noradrenaline, and endorphins. Mood and reward boosting neurochemicals that work to both increase positive mood states and decrease negative ones. I like to say that every single time you move your body, it's like giving yourself a wonderful bubble bath of neurochemicals for your brain. So when your boss email comes in and your heart starts to race, what actually can you do? If you're in an office, try taking a short walk around the block or even to the supply close for some sticky nuts. If you're working from home, put one two of your favorite song and dance around the living room like no one is watching. No one is watching. Studies have shown that all it takes is 10 minutes of walking to get this mood boosting effect. But be creative with your movement season. Whether whether that's a quick session of power vacuuming a mess, the fire when you're stressed about a deadline or doing a set of jumping jacks or getting off the elevator one floor early to do a power walk up that last flight or stairs before an important meeting. All of these possibilities will all help your anxiety levels come down. In fact, I test this effect on my own new students. First, I had them take an anxiety assessment before leading them in a movement season then that includes movement from kickbox and dance and yoga and martial arts together with positive spoken affirmation. Then I had them retake the same anxiety assessment again. What happened? After our movement season, their anxiety score had decreased to normal levels. Now that's powerful, real world example that you can use in your life today. So make sure to incorporate these sports of activity in your day and try one out next time you're feeling stressed. It can really make your anxiety feel less all consuming. Once you connect with your body and turn the volume down on your anxiety, two important things will happen. First, when that email comes in, you'll be in a better position to evaluate what about it makes you anxious. Is it that you've taken on too much or that you feel insecure about a particular skill set? In other words, you will be able to use this emotion anxiety for exactly what is was evolved to do when you avoid potential dangers so you can become aware of them and find ways to effectively and creatively address them in your everyday life. Second, once you find the warning signal in your anxiety, you will be able to communicate with others. You may seek out advice from a trust colleague when that difficult issues arise. Or you might even have a conversation with your boss about how to prioritize projects. Because you're no longer in flight or flight mode, asking for that support won't feel very threatening. And one of the best gifts of approaching your anxiety in this way is that you will be able to notice those telltale signs of anxiety in everyone else around you, especially those from an anxiety you're most familiar with. And what will that do? That will allow you to give that person a smile or a kind word to help them through that moment. In other words, in other words, your own form of anxiety can boost your personal superpower of empathy. And I can't think of anything we need in this world today more than higher levels of empathy for one another. Your take home in all of this, if you breathe, move, and take note of what your anxiety is signaling. You will feel more fulfilled, more creative, more connected, and less stressed overall. And that's my wish for every one of us. Thank you very much.